Hello, hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode, another stream. Actually, well, we've gone over this like 3 times before or 2 times. You guys don't need any introductions or whatever. You already know what this is. I'm your host, Astro, and we have a new set, of course, obviously. Um, as you can see in the background, different stuff because I've had to renovate it after there was way too much in the background. But that's enough about that. New episode of the podcast, and featuring today's podcast episode, we're going like in an order. We're going Nick, we're going maybe, we're going, what do I say? What do I say? We're going also in like an order. So Nick, maybe, and then Asshat, and then so forward. We'll have probably Dom in the future, Conrad. We'll probably have Junk. We'll probably have Jen. A bunch of everybody. Maybe we'll even have Bugs in the future. A bunch of other people. But anyways, I think that's enough of that. Featuring our guests on the podcast, we're featuring Asshat. Say hello, Asshat. Say hello.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
So, introduce yourself. Well, what do you do for like what do you do on the server? Like what do you do in your free time other than tank run or play Left 4 Dead? Starting off just like an introduction as.
All right. Well, yeah, aside from playing Tank Run occasionally with everyone, I mainly just spend my time on Gary's mod making a lot of shit. Sometimes I put some of that stuff on my Steam profile. Basically, the ones that I deem are not bad. You know, I'm very self-critical with a lot of the stuff I make.
I see.
But
I see.
I do my best, and I think I make a lot of good stuff sometimes.
Have you done anything other than make other stuff on like Gmod stuff like to start with?
So, like, have I made anything that's like not Gmod related?
Yeah, like have you made anything that's other than like posing or like other than stuff that's been made on Gmod as of like making poses for the survivors of Left 4 Dead or
Yeah.
like doing other stuff? Have you done anything other than that besides just simple stuff like that?
Well, yeah. Um, Outside of Gary's mod, I mean, sometimes I write on occasion, like write a simple story or something like that.
I see.
It's very it's very hard to write one. I'll tell you that from experience. Um, that like when I was starting out on writing, it was very very bad shit. I hate looking back on it.
Is there like an artwork that you've made that you're like really proud of?
Well, I mean, there's quite a few that I think I've done really good on. I guess one I would say I'm proud of is one I did very recently of all eight of the Left 4 Dead survivors in a bar and they're getting drunk and shit.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
It's like a whole it's a whole scene. You see all of them. Most of them are drunk except for Zoe and Bill.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that one. That one was actually pretty cool. I like that. I like the how you use like the like what they're doing or what they're drinking. I like how you did that kind of. That's also pretty good. That I.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing really like in correlation with what they're drinking. I just gave them each like a different thing to drink.
Mm. I see. I see.
Yeah, yeah. I gave everyone else like some alcoholic beverage, and I gave Zoe a water because I'm I think she's under 21, but I'm not really sure on that. But I'm fairly confident she's not at that age.
Mm.
So just as a joke, I just gave her a water, and she's just sitting there.
I see. I see. I see. Is it hard making some of the Gmod stuff? Because you do have to like make with the face poser and everything. What you have to do is like you have to make certain facial expressions or whatever, and then you also have to like pose the hand or whatever. Do you ever get like tired of doing that, or does it ever get like tiring in such a way or something like that?
Well, when I do it like a lot of times, like in succession, like when I don't know how to explain this, but like when I'm just making one like big picture, just piece of artwork like that, the picture I mentioned, it's fine. I'll just go through it. I have this vision in my head, and I'll just like, okay, I want this to be like that. I want this character to be positioned like that, and I'll try and make shit up as I go, you know. But like if I'm making like a bunch of pictures, like it does like get a little monotonous. But when it's just one picture, it's fine. I don't care.
Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Do you ever have
I mean,
like, what's up?
oh, no, I was just saying I like doing it, so I will just really don't care. It wasn't important to say. Go on.
Do you use like reference photos or something? Like for your art or like the stuff that you do in Gmod?
Well, some artwork I make, I do like reference like a shot from like something. I don't fucking know, but it's like I'll take a picture and then I'll make that picture, but with the Left 4 Dead characters as a reference to that shot. Like, but other than that, I would when I'm not making like reference shots, I'll just eyeball it, and it usually works out. I mean, that's what I did for the bar picture.
Hmm. I got you. I got you. All right. Moving on to something more like Left 4 Dead-ish. Do you think the community, like, what do you think about the community and what it's doing right now? Like everything that it does in the Left 4 Dead community standalone, like workshop models or artwork or like media and meme stuff like that. Like, what do you think of the community, even in the game Left 4 Dead, like teamwork stuff and just all that? What's your opinion on that?
Well, I'm not the biggest expert on that. I'm not really like too deep into the community, but what I have heard is that versus is very toxic. That's kind of shitty. Um, and from what I've seen, I don't think Left 4 Dead is as popular as Valve's other properties like Half-Life, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. Like compared to those three, it is on like the bottom of the popularity list, at least what I've seen. It's a little unfortunate.
True, that is true. I'll be honest with you. Do
Yeah,
do you think
Left 4
that
Dead deserves more love.
no, yeah, you're right though. It does deserve a lot of more love. It has somewhat of a like a popular fan base, but I don't think it's like as big as what
Yeah,
you
it
said.
has a fan base, at least like it has a lot of people that are still playing the game. I saw like 40,000 people playing the game the other day.
Hmm.
So it is still like a big chunk of people playing the game. That's more you can say about fucking Back for Blood.
Speaking of Back for Blood, what do you think of Back for Blood? What's your opinion on it?
I'll be real, I haven't played too much of it. I played it once, and then I never played it again. I basically got everything there was to get in that game. Yeah, it's supposed to be the new Left 4 Dead in the modern year, but it doesn't really succeed, and I didn't really care for it, so I stopped playing. Like one of my biggest issues with it are the characters. In Left 4 Dead, one of my favorite things about the entire game is the characters. They're all you know amazingly characterized. Their personalities are very different from one another. But in Back for Blood, just most bare bone people I've ever seen. They don't stand out at all. They all wear identical shit. They have nothing to them. They're nothing characters.
Hmm. I got you. I know. I get what you mean. It does. It does. They do have that effect on it. Like, I think what would be a good example is for like when they die or whatever, because like the survivors actually have like good voice lines for it, like they're heartbroken or whatever, or like
Yeah,
other stuff like that. But when they do
yeah.
it
But
in
in
Black
Back
for
for
Blood,
Bloods, and Back for Bloods, like Hoffman's dead.
Yeah. I know. I get that. It's like I don't know why they
I think
chose to
that's
do it
that
like
guy's
that.
name.
I don't know why they chose to do it like that.
No, no, no.
Mm-mm.
No, Valve set a very, very high bar for the characters, and Back for Blood, it could not live up to that expectation.
Oh yeah, of course. Do you live by a quota? And if you do, what is that quota?
Could you elaborate on that?
So like a quota is something like you live by. So if like someone does something bad, then
Uh,
you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to live by doing something bad. I don't want to live by like smoking or like doing alcohol or something
oh
like that.
yeah.
Just stuff like that.
Well, I don't want to live in a way that'll just fuck up my entire life, like drugs and shit, like you said. Um, the way I see it, if it's harmful to your body, why the fuck, why even bother taking it? You know,
Um,
obviously I get that drugs are addictive, but I'm just not gonna, I'm just not gonna do them to avoid that outcome. I'll just use my fucking brain.
that is true. I do agree with you. Some people do have bad taste. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. I like you always see that one person on like the street that's like, oh, they're doing bad shit and everything, and it's like, oh, what? Why would you do that? Like, why?
Yeah, I can't say I've seen that ever from the place I live. I live in a quieter area. Honestly, it wouldn't you know I'd rather be here than anywhere else. But yeah, other than that, I guess I just kind of live by don't be an asshole. I got kind of hard to believe sometimes when I get a little upset playing Tank Run, but I don't mean any harm. So I just game gets to me sometimes.
I agree with that. I can respect that. All right. Do you think there's anything you would change about the Left 4 Dead 2 timeline and its characters, or would you be like, oh, okay, let's just leave it the way it is and never change anything because it's already good? Like, is there anything you would change about it?
Not really. I mean, Bill dying is a pretty like book-ending thing. It's fitting for him. He was the leader of the first group, and him sacrificing for Zoe Francis and Lewis. That's very fitting for him. Um, I guess something I would do is make some sort of epilogue for the Left 4 Dead 2 story, because for like fucking years now we've been left on this cliffhanger on what happens at after the parish. Would they get airlifted out by the military, and then that's it. They're never heard from again. I mean, for all we know, Nick could have been right. They could have been lined up against the wall and shot. We just don't know. So I would if I could add something to the Left 4 Dead timeline, I would add an epilogue to the Left 4 Dead 2 story, just so we can get a bit of closure on what happened to those four characters.
Interesting, interesting. Do you think killing off Bill was the best idea that Valve and Turtle Rock Studios had?
I mean, it could have done worse ideas. I mean, like I said, it's very fitting for Bill. I'm not like the best on like the lore and shit, but like Bill didn't really have much to his life, and then when the infection, he grouped up with Zoe, Francis, and Lewis, and to him, those three were family. They were just one big family going through the apocalypse together, and then in the end, bridge didn't go up. Someone had to go fix that generator. Who else but Bill?
That is true. That is true. I do
I
agree
mean,
with that.
was Francis really gonna sacrifice himself for everyone else? You really think that?
No, it only makes sense for him to do it. I mean, it was about time that he was about to like die during the timeline and everything, so it only would have made sense for him to do it. Also, because of his like personality wise, like he had the moral thing of a leader. He was like he was willing to do anything to sacrifice himself for his teammates. He was willing to put
Yeah,
himself first than first than anything else, he wanted to protect them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I do think it was a good idea for him to kill him off too.
He literally put those three before anyone else. He let a bunch of people in a military base fucking die. They took the train and they left doctors and soldiers behind to die just so those four could be safe. In the comic.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I did something like that for the Left 4 Dead 2 characters. Back to that epilogue I was talking about.
Interesting. Interesting. Mm. Is there anyone in the server, not in the server? Do you think it's a good idea for like like do you have any problem with the new people that are joining the server every now and then? I know sometimes people don't like keep up with what's happening in the server. I don't know if that's a case of you. But still, like, do you have any problem with like the new coming goers that are coming into the server? Not in the server of Left 4 Dead 2, but in the server of Taters, to be honest. Like in the to be exact, to be
Yeah,
exact.
in my opinion, as long as they're not dickheads, they can chill here. They can stay.
Mhm. I got that.
Books has the link open to everyone who sees the channel. So if anyone's interested, they can come in, say hi, play some Tank Run. But if
Mhm.
someone's an asshole, then ban. We don't need them.
I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Do you think you would change anything in the server if you were the server owner of Taters?
Not really, because I don't have experience in hosting this server, so I wouldn't know what's best.
That's fair. That's fair. Mm. So, let's see. If you were trapped in a room, this is going to be a joke question, obviously, because you got to have every one of those now and then.
All right.
If you were trapped in a room with 110-year-olds or 10 100-year-olds, which one would you fight? 110-year-olds or 10 100-year-olds? Like, what do you think you would be able to take on the most?
10 100-year-olds because they're very old and very brittle. So just fucking go to town on the old folks and you win easy. Because if you got 110-year-olds, they fucking climb up on you like little gremlins, and you can't shake them off. They'll just fucking like tear you to shreds. So I'll take the 10 100-year-olds.
Interesting, interesting. All right.
I'll just look past the immorality of fucking beating up a bunch of senior citizens, and boom, I win.
Would you do it for free though? Would you do it like if there was would you do it for free because there's no money involved, but you're still trapped in
Well,
a room with them?
if it was life or death, I would. I would beat them up if it was life or death. If it wasn't, though, then probably not.
Interesting. What's the most embarrassing moment of your life that you can come to think of?
I'm gonna be real. I don't remember a lot of shit from my past, like when I was a kid and all that. Um, I can't think of one in recent memories. So if I did have an embarrassing moment, it was probably in those child years. But like I said, I don't remember a lot of that.
That's fair.
What I do know is I was a bit of a brat, so I think current me is trying to block out all the memories of me being a fucking idiot.
Interesting. Interesting.
Well, I
Huh.
mean, we were all stupid kids.
That is true. We all probably did one bad thing as a kid, or just stupid in general. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's see here. Why?
Let's
What's your
have a look
favorite?
see.
Huh?
No, it's
Joke.
no. Continue on. Yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite Left 4 Dead 2 character besides Nick, and why? Why do you like that character so much? Why do you favorite it?
Okay. that's a bit of a tricky one. I love all the characters. All the characters are good. Even Rochelle, who everyone shits on, she is a good character, albeit the least best out of them all, but still a good character. But if I had to pick my second best, basically, because you're saying aside from Nick, it's a close tie between Ellis and Francis, but I think I'll go with Ellis.
Why is that?
Um, I mean, fucking Ellis is the goddamn goober. He's running through the zombie apocalypse thinking it's just a fucking playground or something. And I think the dynamic between him and Nick is pretty funny. You know,
I got you. I got you.
well, yeah,
All right.
but but like aside from Ellis, Francis, he's just kind of a narcissistic dickhead.
Mm. You know what? Yeah, that I think at the end of like the sacrifice, in my opinion, you can have a different opinion if you want, but in my opinion, I think he was, to be honest, yeah, he was much of a dickhead. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, well, yeah, like yeah, he changed. You're gonna say probably that he changed and all that. Like he's not as much of a downer or something like I don't know how to explain it, but he's not as bad as he was in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Do
Yeah,
you agree with?
you say no,
What's that?
I agree with that.
Mm.
You could say the exact same thing about Nick, maybe on a lesser scale because he's still kind of an asshole in the parish compared to like Death Center, but he's a little less of an asshole in the parish.
Yeah, I understand that.
Basically, he just softens up a little bit.
Mm. Interesting though. That is pretty interesting. I will say that. Mm.
Yeah, I think I like Nick for a lot of the potential that he has as a character. It's just it's just like a run and gun multiplayer Valve game, so they can't really focus too much on the story and characters. But what they did focus on is amazing. A lot of funny dialogue and little tidbits of their backstory and shit.
I agree with that. I agree with that. What's your opinion on Valve not creating like third games like Half-Life 3, TF3, or even Left 4 Dead 3? Like, what do you have to say about that? Because Valve, we all know Valve can't count to three,
Yep,
so you
a
know
funny joke.
yeah, it's I don't know why they don't do it. It maybe it's like popularity or they're sure that they won't get money or anything, but like I just want to hear what you think about it. Like, what do you think about them not doing that? Because I obviously think it was kind of like BS to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on in like the inner workings of Valve. Maybe there's a reason they can't really pump out games like that. But I think at least one of those franchises should have gotten a third game by now. Because we're all stuck on twos on every fucking front. Half-Life 2, Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2, Team Fortress 2. It's all two. So I don't know. But I know game development takes a lot of time, and like game companies like Valve want to make sure that they're putting out quality. A lot of game studios nowadays are pumping out shit because they care about making that money. So if they're reaching their deadline or something like that, they'll just throw the game out unfinished. Like, here you go, give us your money.
True, true. That is the truth right there. I'll be
Yeah,
honest with
I've
you.
seen footage of the Gollum game that was released recently, and it's laughable. It is laughable.
Interesting. What do you think about the community hating on Rochelle? Because obviously, Rochelle, being like a pretty good character in general. A lot of people like shit on her for her personality or like her jokes or whatever. But do you think like she's a good character in general? Like, because the audience
Well, yeah,
obviously makes jokes about her. So
Well, yeah, of course, I think she's a good character. It's just I think, in my opinion, she's just not as interesting as the other characters. Like she definitely doesn't have a lot going for her. I like her backstory is she was like a producer for a news station. I think so. Anyway, I don't remember correctly, but I mean, compared to Coach Nick and Ellis, she's not as entertaining. That's what I'll say. But she's still a good character, and she's definitely not a bad character or like annoying or anything.
agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Mm.
No, so I don't think the community should hate her, but it is a little justifiable that she's not as favored as everyone else. But no, definitely not hate.
Did you grow on like watching any Left 4 Dead YouTubers in the past? Or just as of right now, do you like watch any that are good? Or anything like that? Like any good YouTubers that make Left 4 Dead 2 content?
Well, I remember watching a lot of like SFMs on Left 4 Dead 2. Um, I assume you've heard of White Lie. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah. They
Yeah,
make
I've
good episodes.
yeah, I've seen that entire series. It is pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, it is really sad watching a lot of, a lot of the Left 4 Dead characters dying. I won't say who because of spoilers, but a lot of them die.
True, true.
But I am happy that one made it out. I think you know.
Oh yeah, I know. I watched the entire thing. It's really
Yeah,
good though. It's actually really good and
it
kind
is
of
really good. It was a really well thought out story.
I
And
think
then at the end, you learn why it's called White Lie because the entire time, there's not really a reason for the name. But then you learn.
so true, dude. That's so true.
Yeah, and that's kind of what like got me into like Left 4 Dead stories, because I remember I shared with you my Left 4 Dead story, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think you've gotten to that yet. I don't really mind. Like I said, you can take your time with that, but that's like yeah, I said earlier that I like writing, so I made that as I guess practice, but I think I started getting into it like more because I just wanted to see like what I could come up with the characters and settings.
I get what you mean. I do get what you mean though.
Yeah.
Hmm. Do you think do you think that companies such as like EA or like Activision, Blizzard, I don't know if they're the same company or whatever, but companies like those, do you think that they should make better games and focus on the creativity of their fandoms, like focus more on the people enjoying the game instead of the money? I know we already probably,
Yes.
yeah, like obviously.
Like okay, games now compared to like 20 years ago are so different because I think companies 20 years ago were focused on making a good game so that people could, you know, have fun with them. Like, Valve, when they were making games, all of them were really good. You know, when they released the first Left 4 Dead, that was fucking gold. When they, made Portal 2, that was phenomenal. Team Fortress 2 finally came out after 9 years in development. Fucking superb game. It's still being played today, albeit with a lot of bots. But I don't know. Maybe they'll fucking do something one of these days. But yeah, like game companies nowadays, money. We don't we don't care if the game's like 70% finished.
I agree with that. I agree with that. It's the truest thing I think anyone has ever spoken about. that's like the dark truth behind video games nowadays. The corporates just want that money. They don't care about the actual like video game itself or the community that's about to play it. It's so dumb.
Yeah, yeah, it's really sad because there are a lot of games that have been released in recent times that had a lot of potential. It's just, you know, they weren't really, you know, they didn't have enough time in the oven. You know.
So let's say if you think, let's do it like this. If you are a professional bee hopper or just a bee hopper in general, do you think you would be able to like do like speed runs or whatever by yourself, or do you think you would need like a team? And if you would need a team, how would you like kind of do that team thing? Because a lot of people like our bee hoppers are that are scripted like bee hoppers that are still do like legitimate speed runs. What do you think about all that? Like all of that?
Well, I mean, I think learning how to hop just manually is. I mean, it's pretty respectable. You know, like because at least you're like manually doing timing each jump. But people that just set it to a script, those guys are just bitches. You know, can't do it themselves, so they just make the fucking game do it for them. No, um, no, I can't hop to save my life though, so I couldn't speed run ever.
What's the worst thing you've done in your life?
Um,
Or like controversial, kind of like, because a lot of people have done bad things, but like the worst.
I don't really know. I haven't really lived on like I haven't really lived on the dangerous side of life ever. I mean, like I said, I was a stupid kid, but I don't think I've done like any bad things. Um, I'm trying to think. Nothing that comes to memory. Maybe I did do something. I don't fucking know.
It's fair. It's fair. If you can't like think of anything, then it's fair. I'm not gonna hold you against it. What is your favorite weapon? Your favorite weapon in Left 4 Dead, and why? Does it have like good stats or anything? What's special about it that you like?
Well, I think my favorite weapon has changed throughout my years of playing Left 4 Dead 2. Like when I played Left 4 Dead 2 a lot on like way back on Xbox. I think my favorite was the assault shotgun. I guess because I just like fast bang 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 bang. You know, fucking powerful blast. Then when I got the PC, it was the desert rifle or the fucking scar or whatever it's called. I think that's what it's called anyway. But right now I think it's the AK. Pretty good. Definitely pretty good against tanks too.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
At least that's what I've heard. I think I've heard it has like high DPS, so it's good for like killing tanks. Or at least it's the best assault rifle you use against tanks. I don't know. I heard it somewhere, so I'm gonna believe in my head that it's good.
Do you think Left 4 Dead 2 stands out out like other than the other zombie games? Because there's obviously other zombie games out there like The Last of Us, there's Resident Evil, there's like a bunch of other zombie games out there, obviously, of course. And so, do you think Left 4 Dead stands out of one of those, and why?
Well, compared to those two, Left 4 Dead 2 is in a completely different genre. Like Last of Us is like stealth based, story game. Like I haven't played either of the games, but I think that's what that is. And then Resident Evil, that's survival horror or action adventure, depending on which one you play. Um, But I think Left 4 Dead 2 is I think it's my favorite zombie game because it does stand out a lot because the Valve Valve makes fucking gold. This game is gold. There's a lot of thought put into it. There's a lot of thought put into the level design, the game modes, the characters, and all that. And I think I think it's almost timeless. Honestly, it's one of my favorite games of all time.
Speaking of favorite games, do you have a favorite game other than Left 4 Dead, and why?
Ooh, I mean that's so tricky. Now, I can think of a lot of like different favorite games, but I can't think of like my favorite of all time. The one, again, above all the rest. Um, I do, I do like myself a good Sonic game. Um, I mean, when the games are actually good, yes, I do like playing those. Um, Frontiers wasn't that bad, but it still needs some work. Uh, I guess also Kingdom Hearts. Like first one or the second one is one of my favorites. Ever played either one of those franchises?
I don't think I have. I don't think I have actually.
Really?
No, I
I mean,
haven't.
I can understand not playing like a Kingdom Hearts game, but you've never played a Sonic game.
Oh no, no, no. I've played Sonic.
Uh,
I remember playing one game that was like on the. It was like on a Nintendo, like a very old
I
Nintendo Switch.
I describe it to me the best you can, and I will try to identify which Sonic game it is.
Okay, so let me think. Let me think. It was obviously 2D, pretty pixelated, and uh, it's hard to describe because I did play a lot of games
Which
back then.
which console was it on?
It was on. I think it was on a Nintendo. Let me see really quick.
I assume a handheld because it's pixelated.
Let me see.
It's really pixelated. Might be GBA.
Um. Oh. 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 Okay. I think I found it. I think I found it.
What
It
is it?
an NES. NES.
What?
An NES. Do you know what an NES is?
Yeah, I know what an NES is.
Oh.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, my bad. My
There's no Sonic in the Sonic wasn't a fucking thing when the NES was out.
dude, hold on. No, no, because I
What are
do.
you
Hold
what are
on.
you talking
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'm like,
about? Her
I'm dumb right now. What was it, dude? What was the game that I played? I played a game, but I don't know. I don't know what console it was on.
Okay, well, if you said it was like pixelated, and it was on a Nintendo console, I'm thinking GBA, in which case you probably played one of the three Sonic Advance games, or you played the Sonic 1 port to the GBA. That's absolutely dog shit.
Oh,
Do you ever remember having fun playing it?
wait, Sonic 1? Because I think that was the game that I played back then. Sonic 1 was the
Sonic 1, like on the Genesis or like on GBA, because was the console you were playing handheld?
Genesis, I think, actually. If I'm not too correct.
Genesis isn't Nintendo.
Man, I'm like done with all this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I only remember playing Sonic, but
Okay.
it was just Sonic 1, right? It was just Sonic 1. And I
Well,
remember
there's three games or three main games on the Genesis.
yeah, just Sonic 1 though. Sonic 1. Sonic 1's the
So
one
you
that I
played the first
remember.
game.
Yeah.
I actually have Sonic 1. I have a Genesis over on the other side of my room. It is I got Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 on it. But those are the only two games I have in it. So,
Do you think it's good though? Like Sonic 1?
I think all of the classic games are good. I think Sonic 1 is the least good out of them, though. Probably because it was the first game. If I had to list um, my favorite ones out of the first game, Sonic 2, then Sonic CD, probably haven't heard of that one, and then Sonic 3 and Knuckles, it would be, from worst to best, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic CD, Sonic 3, and Knuckles.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I only remember playing Sonic 1. It was really good back in the
Yeah,
day
no.
for me though.
Yeah,
I thought it was
Sonic
good.
1 is just, it's,
For me it's basic, like as of right
yeah,
now.
it's very basic. Sonic 2 did a lot more. It had a lot more like stages and Tails. Can't forget Tails. Then Sonic CD, a lot of the level design is kind of bleh, but the soundtrack carries that game. Well, I mean, I still think it's fun. Soundtrack doesn't make a game. That's why I have it on my second. And then Sonic 3 and Knuckles, that's just the goated. One of the best Sonic games.
True, true. You ever played the first Mario game? Because there was a lot of Mario games that came out. Because
You mean just like the first like Super Mario Brothers on the NES?
yeah, the first Super Mario.
Yeah. I haven't played it on an NES, but I have played it on like a port.
I think remember what I played was definitely Super Mario. What was it? It was. Let me see. Because obviously I have no clue what the games. The games I'm like, I'll be honest with you. The games I have trouble remembering, like the names of it. But I remember what it looks like, and I'm like, oh wait, of course that obviously looks like that, so I should know what it is. And then I'm like, nah, I don't know what it is.
Hold the phone. Sure.
What's up?
I want to wrap the conversation back to Sonic real quick because I gotta ask you something really important.
Okay, go ahead.
Have you watched any of the two Sonic movies?
Oh, I watched the second one. I haven't watched the first one yet. I don't know why.
All right,
But the second one, oh my god, was that good? That was so good.
all right. I watched both of them.
I still gotta get around to watching the first
Do you
one.
want do you want to know my opinion?
What is your opinion on it?
You want?
What is your opinion on it, Asshat?
Well, um, I would just say this. I don't like the first one. In fact, I'm bordering on hating it. And I think the second one is just meh.
Mm, that's fair. No, that's fair.
Well,
That's fair. I mean, I understand why. I can understand
no,
why.
I just want your opinion. I don't think you're as fond of Sonic as I am. So maybe that's why like I think I had high expectations or like high standards of what a Sonic movie should be, and then I went to watch it. Was sorely disappointed. Felt like I wasted my money, and then left and came back a year later or something to see the second movie, and then boom,
That
now I'm
is
here
true.
waiting for the third movie
I
so I can
think
go and watch it and fucking hate it.
I think Jim Carrey did a pretty good job at playing.
Jim Carrey did an amazing job.
Oh yeah.
You know who didn't do an amazing job? Okay, okay, that isn't fair to say. I would just hate talking. I was gonna say I don't like every other human character. I don't.
Every other huh?
Human characters.
So like any other character other than just
Any
that.
other character other than Robotnik, because is Robotnik.
That's true.
You
That
know,
is true.
and because Jim Carrey did an amazing job as him, but just all the other characters are just dumb, forgettable. Just don't really need to be there.
I think
Because
that's I do think that is somewhat true though. They don't add too much of to the
that's
storyline.
very true. They don't add too much. I don't like them, and I wish they weren't in it. I wish it was just about Sonic and the other dudes doing their thing, fucking up Robotnik. You know, add a little spice to it. maybe take place in the actual fucking world of the games,
You think I
instead
would
of
have?
instead of voice.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you.
No, 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 no. There's a lot of shit that could have done differently for the Sonic movies
Do you think it would have been
for
any
them to be
different
good.
though? Do you think it would have been any different though if it was actually in like the game universe itself? Because I mean,
Okay,
like, what do you think about that?
okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's interesting. We were talking about game universe. It might be a little different because, like, the world of like the Sonic and shit is called like Mobius. Is not really humans around except for Robotnik. I don't know that, but if you look at the adventure games, there's humans all around the place, and it seems to be Earth. So it's confusing. So I don't really have much to say on that.
Mm,
But I just don't think they're good characters, and probably could have done without them.
that's
But
fair.
they're stuck in the story, so gotta live with them. This is lame.
Would you have done it any
And
different though if you were like if you
I
knew?
would have done a lot of things differently with that movie, but
What's to start
you
with
know,
though? What's to start with?
the what?
What's to start with to make it better though? Because remember, you're a movie
Where would
you're
I begin?
you're a movie director, right? Like, where would you begin with it? Because obviously,
Okay.
if you're a movie director
Well,
and you're put into the movie director's shoes, right? Okay. So,
yeah,
but like, there's people watching it. So, like, you gotta kind of like memorize what the people would think about it.
yeah, that's true. Well, first off, I want to say I do want to give like kudos for them to do something a little bit more creative and try something like new than well, like what a just a normal basic ass Sonic movie would be. Just Sonic going to get Robotnik, you know, because story wise that's as basic as it could have gotten. But they did something with it, but it didn't really work out too well, in my opinion. But what I would change is a lot of shit. I would probably have a lot of this shit align more with like the games. Like like I said about the world. And one thing I don't get was their decision to make it live action. So the thing I would immediately change is to make it animated because it just I don't get the I don't get why they did that. So I'm gonna make it animated. That'd be my main pick change. Like I think we've gone off on a bit of a tangent about the movie. I'm sorry.
It's all
I
right. It's all right. It's all
no
right.
no.
I don't mind, to
I
be honest. I don't mind. It's
I
it's
like I like to find every moment I can to rant about the Sonic movie because I'm serious. I hate it. I don't like the first movie at all. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. The fucking jokes are lame. Sonic himself is kind of lame. The human characters are even more lame. Robotnik is the only good part of that movie,
true. True.
and that's
No,
because
no,
he's Jim Carrey.
no. That is true. I will agree with you
He
though.
carries. Anyway, let's move on before I fucking blow my brain up.
Okay. So let's see. Let's see here. So, what do you think about? Hold on. Well, I had something good really quick. Hold on.
I
Give me a
don't really
sec.
have any opinions on Hold On.
Okay. Okay. You better listen here. Anyways, so
Okay.
I do a thing. I want your permission first, though. Am I allowed to ask you questions on your artwork and show it to the viewers really quick?
No, I don't care at all. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna put something on the screen for the viewers to see, and I'm gonna show you one of your artworks, and you can tell me about it and like what was the experience of making it. Does that sound good?
I'm gonna have to pop it in the stream real quick.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
So let's obviously start with this one. This one right here.
Well, I have to wait for it to pop into the stream.
Yeah, takes a while. I don't know why it's so like delayed, but it's whatever.
I still can't see it.
Here, I'll just send it to you really quick. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Just send it to me. Well, now it popped up.
Yeah. So what do you think
There it
of
is.
that?
Well, I think I did pretty good on it. It's just it's just Nick. I decided, hey, I'm gonna make a picture of Nick. I'm gonna pose him like this with a machete. That's gonna be that.
Did
That's
you?
that's when I started doing shit with black bars to kind of like make the foreground shit pop out of them more.
Mm-hmm. I got that. All right. All right.
Yeah. I actually edited textures a little bit on the machete to actually put the blood on it.
I was wondering how you did that, and especially like the smog or the snow in the background, because
Oh,
this
that's just like a particle effect I got from workshop.
interesting.
You know, I if I need something like specific done on like on texture or something, I'll just go extract it, edit it myself, then just put it back into a VTF and blam.
Hmm. I see. I see.
It's not the best job, but it works. It looks like there's blood on it, so boom.
How about this one? I'll send it to you here, just so it doesn't take forever to load up. How about this one right there?
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is one of those back when we were talking about the artwork, I was talking about referential shots. This is one of those. Have you ever
Oh,
watched Limmy's show?
have I? Huh?
Limmy's show. Have you watched that?
I don't think I have.
Well, it's a very, very, very funny show, but this is referencing like a shot from one of the skits in that show because the show is just a bunch of skits,
Mm-hmm.
and it was actually want to see if I have the original image file I took of that. It might take a bit. Ask me more questions so it doesn't get boring.
All right. So, is there like, do you think, do you like hate anyone in the server as of like right
No,
now?
not really.
Do you think
I
there's,
don't really hate anyone. Really, like everyone I've met in my life, I don't really hate them.
do you think there's people that hate you in the server?
Hmm, wouldn't be surprised with the way I act sometimes, but I mean, like I said, I don't like mean any of it. But if someone did get fed up with my shit, then I wouldn't blame them. I found the file.
Mm.
There it is.
Oh. Oh, I see. I see. That's actually pretty
Yeah, actually,
damn. That's
yeah,
good though. That's good.
yeah, I had to work with a lot of the shit, like the junk in the background, because the attention to detail and all that. But I think it's a pretty accurate recreation. Yeah, I remember spending quite a few hours on that one. Any other ones you want to talk to me about? Well, I think you know the story about this one, but for the listeners, you were making a Hunger Games map, right? And then actually, whatever happened to that? Did you just stop making it? I relate to that in so many fucking levels you would not understand. That's exactly the stuff with my stories. Like I just go to town on them. Blam blam. Here's this. I'm writing this scene now. I'm fucking doing this. Here we go. Make the screenshots for that. Blam blam. Doing Gma shit. And then now like, oh man, I don't really want to do it anymore. So then I say I'll do it later. Put it on the shelf. And now I'm just kind of not doing it. Yeah,
I had to make custom models for the Hunger Games map, right? And so what I did it was I was like, okay, I gotta go into Blender. I gotta go and make this text right here, right? And then so like obviously I had to port that back into the thing into Hammer, which was the software I was using at the time to make the Hunger Games map. I was like, you know what? This doesn't even look good, bro. The buildings aren't accurate. What am I even gonna do to this? Cause this is obviously for a mutation that I was gonna make or that was gonna be made in the future. So I was like, this needs to be absolute perfect. We need to have references to the server. And
yeah.
God,
I relate to that
it was
because
it's so bad.
yeah, I focus on a lot of like the realism of this this scene or something, or like the believability of this dialogue. And it's like, oh my god, would this guy really say that? Would this guy really do that? Would that really happen or something? It's a goddamn mess.
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
but
It's so struggling. I fucking hate that, dude.
yeah, but back to the picture.
Okay.
Um, you said you were putting shit around the map, references and all that, and then I don't know if I don't know if I said I wanted to help or if you asked for help and I said yeah sure, but you made a wanted poster for Francis and you needed like a mugshot or just a picture of him, so I made that, which was a reference to him stealing a flat screen in the Sacrifice comic.
Mm. Yeah. I like it though. I still have it up by the way. If I went to go back and look at the actual map, it's still there, believe it or not, the wanted
Yeah,
poster.
yeah. All the artwork I make now is in a different resolution. That is in like 1366 by 768. If I'm remembering it correctly, I can't. That was just by memory. I think that's what the resolution is, the aspect ratio. But now I got a bigger aspect ratio, so now they look a lot better.
I respect that. I respect, the grind and everything.
Yeah,
We'll go over a few more, then we'll obviously end the stream and then that'll be that.
sounds good.
All right. Let's talk about uh let's see this one. Let me send it to you.
Let's see
This
it. Oh
this
yes.
one's one of your
Ah,
oldest artworks that I've seen yet.
that's true. Yeah, I made that once. And I was like, I really like this. I think I probably played Portal 2 when I made that. And I for one of my older shots, I think it's really good looking. It's obviously it's Atlas and Peabody, if I'm remembering the names correctly. I think that's their names, but the co-op characters of the Portal 2 game.
Mm-hmm.
Um Not much to say. I think it was a while ago, so I don't really remember anything specific on like the making of it.
That's fair. All
I
right.
can go background stuff at least, and I don't know. It's just that.
Let's see. How about I'll send you it right now. How about this one? I think this one, if I'm correct, is one of your most famous artworks yet. If I'm correct, I
Uh,
don't think I'm too correct, but if I'm like pretty correct, I
I
think
don't, I
it's
don't think I
famous.
don't think I'm too correct. Let me take a look at my artworks and see if I can sort by like popularity or something. Fucking no, I can't. Oh wait, no, I can. I'm an idiot. Okay, my second popular one has 90 likes, and that one, as of now, has 242 likes,
Damn. That's
and it is yeah. If you've been around the block, obviously that's a reference to Eminem.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
The meme, he throws a fucking pipe bomb at you or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I definitely still have the original file of that. Yeah, right here.
Fair, fair.
There you are.
Oh yeah.
See,
I saw
look
that
at
and I was
that.
immediately like, wait a minute. That's just Eminem.
What
Wait
the
wait a minute. Wait a
phone?
minute.
That's just Eminem. Nick, is Eminem confirmed? What the fuck?
True, bro. All right. Let's see. One more, and then And I think this one, as we all know, I wanna hear the story about this one. It's probably not
I
too much
think
of a big story.
I think I know it.
I sent it in general, on accident, obviously, but it's. I sent it on accident. Oh my god, I'm an idiot,
You,
bro. No.
what are you doing? Just don't say anything. Don't say. Don't, you idiot. I was
Okay.
just gonna say don't say anything and just like there you go. Fucking Weezer Team Fortress. Don't
Anyways,
delete.
we're not
You
gonna
own
talk
up
about it.
to it. You own up to it.
So there. What do you think about that?
Okay. Well, it's Weezer. What can I say? It's fucking Team Fortress 2 Weezer cover art. You know?
Yes.
Have you ever listened to Weezer?
I've listened to like I wouldn't say like I'm like too much. I haven't listened to like a lot of it, like a big fan person of it, but I've listened to occasionally of like two or three songs.
I've only listened to Buddy Holly. I cannot get it out of my head. So, I don't know. I made that because I don't know. I make a lot of shit just that pops up in my head, and I'm like, oh, well, like I get this vision, like, oh my god, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna make that in Gmod right fucking now. So I do that. Like that fucking that happened the other day, actually, like yesterday. As I was laying down, as I was laying down in bed, I had this vision, and I had to add act on it, and so I made it. Hold on. I made I made this. Do you know what that's referencing? I wouldn't be too surprised if you didn't know. I mean, that is reference to a shot of Tenacious D. This.
Ooh, ooh, that. I feel like I've seen it before. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
do.
it's Jack Black.
Interesting. That's cool
Yeah.
though. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean I just listened to one of the songs and then it's like, you know what? I had this vision like what if Alice and Keith?
Mm,
So I did that.
interest.
Looked up Tenacious D, saw that picture, perfect. So I made it with Alice and Keith. I haven't put that anywhere actually. You're the first person to ever see that.
I see. My Discord's lagging out. Oh god. Can you still hear me? My thing just cut out. Oh my god. What the hell, Discord? What the hell, Discord? I gotta go text him. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, viewers. Viewers.
I oh hello?
Sorry, no,
What happened?
my thing glitched out for a second. I don't know why.
I thought you were just so baffled by the fact that you're the only person who has seen this. Yeah, you just oh my fucking god, and just left out of astonishment.
Mm-mm.
No,
All right. Well, I think that's about it. I think that's gonna do it for today's episode.
all right. I
Uh,
mean, it was pretty nice talking,
it
just
is.
saying some shit.
Got to rant about something different of Left 4 Dead. Actually, you're like probably one of the first people to do that. About Mario,
Dude,
not Mario, Sonic. Sorry.
no, no, the Sonic, no, no.
Yeah.
I could also rant about the Mario movie, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
those two movies are really like opposites of each other, like literal polar opposites of each other. I'm serious.
Mm.
I won't get into it though because it's the end of the
Yeah.
fucking broadcast. So let's not add another 30 minutes of length
Yeah. Of course.
because I have the ability to right now, but I have mercy on you and the listeners,
Thank
so
you,
I'm not going
man.
to do it.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you, Asshat. Thank you for coming along onto the podcast and such. Thank
I'm
you.
glad to have been here. It was good talking to you too.
All right. Well, I'm about to head out. So thank you. Thank you.
I shall head out too.
Laters. So there you have it, people. There you have it. Thank you guys for joining me and Asshat on the Sunday podcast. You know, things have been pretty nice. You know, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know, that's about it. Yeah, that's basically just it. I want to thank you guys again. The people who came aboard, obviously, because you guys are, you guys are cool. I want to thank Nick for coming on. I want to thank Maybe for coming on, and I want to thank Asshat for coming on. We obviously have a lot more people coming on later, such as I won't get too much into it, but we do obviously have Dom, Conrad, we have Jen, we have Junk, and probably a bunch more other people. But as of right now, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next podcast. Bye.